Track verify range go.
Range green.
Vehicles in setup. T-minus 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Let me check the tracks. Good morning and welcome to the 6th flight of Endeavour, with the rocket standing tall on the pad just behind me as we are 20 minutes away from the launch of NOVASAT M1 mission. It is a beautiful morning here at the Matagorda Space Center, where in just 20 minutes from now, Endeavour will launch 64 NOVASAT satellites towards the low Earth orbit. If you are new here, hello, I am Aiden, the head of the media department. I'm also joined here with CAD, lead engineer of Expedition Aerospace.
Hello everybody, it's great to be back here for yet another launch of Endeavour version 2 and with the first batch of NOVASAT satellites, Lightspeed high-speed constellation, with the version 2 of NOVASAT debuting on this flight. Thank you for joining with us for today's coverage. As we said, hello, I am CAD, the lead engineer for Expedition Aerospace, and I'd like to thank Aiden for also joining with me today at the head of media for joining us today for the 6th flight of the Endeavour rocket. Now, as we're counting down towards today's launch of Endeavour with the NOVASAT M1 mission, we'd like to share some more details about today's payload. And with that, I'm going to be introducing Max, the Vice President of Expedition Aerospace, to share more details. Max?
Hello, Kat. It is great to be here for Flight 6 of Endeavour. It is a beautiful sunrise morning out here, and I'm here to talk about the payload for NOVASAT. NOVASAT is Expedition Aerospace's high-speed, low-latency internet satellites, with today's launch carrying 64 of these satellites to a low Earth orbit. These satellites are a huge upgrade from version 1. They're twice the size but can fit more on a rocket. NOVASAT uses solar rays for its power, can produce 5.8 kilowatts of power, and uses optical laser inter-satellite links for satellite-to-satellite communication. It has a throughput of 220 gigabytes per second and a typical latency of 18 to 28 milliseconds. Expedition Aerospace will offer 3 plans for NOVASAT. That includes NOVASAT Pro, that allows you to communicate with our satellites from anywhere on Earth, NOVASAT Home for daily home usage, and NOVASAT Enterprise/Mini, that allows you to take NOVASAT anywhere with you. Anyways, that's all the info I have. Back to you, CAD.
Thanks, Max. Anyways, we're T-minus 17 minutes and 30 seconds to go until launch of the Endeavour. We're gonna explain the rocket that is currently on the pad just behind us. If you see right behind our soldier, you will see a rocket. Here to explain the rocket, it's Aiden.
Thank you so much, CAD. Now, Endeavour on the screen stands 66 meters tall on the launch pad and is 12 meters taller than Endeavour version 1. Now, version 2 is powered by 8 engines, 7 of those engines on stage 1 and 1 single engine on stage 2. With the 7 engines on stage 1, the vehicle produces 6,650 kilonewtons at liftoff, or roughly 1.5 million pounds of thrust. The entire vehicle is powered by the Resilient engine family. Version 2 used the next generation Resilient 1B engines, a more powerful version of the last Resilient 1A engines. Resilient 1B uses both methane and liquid oxygen as propellant. Now, as we know, there is no oxygen in space, so we do bring our own oxygen cooled down to minus 297 degrees Fahrenheit during fuel load. We also use methane as our fuel, as it's the most reliable and cost-effective fuel in the market. We have used methane on our past rockets, including our suborbital testbed Tinybird, Endurance, and Endeavour version 1.
Today's launch will also include a landing on the drone ship dubbed The Chances Are Never Zero, which is currently placed out in the Gulf right now awaiting a booster. It is not guaranteed that we're going to be getting the booster on the drone ship today, but we're going to try to get as far as we can to collect as much data as we can. If all goes planned, we'll see a booster on that drone ship a little after 8 minutes into today's flight. Now let's bring it to Max for a status update on today's launch. Max?
Hello, Cat. Do you hear me okay?
Yes.
Well, it looks like everything is continuing to look good for today's launch. Those upper level winds we were talking about have cleared out, and so we're looking 90% go for today's launch in terms of weather. Teams are continuing to get the rocket ready for launch as we are T-minus 15 minutes away.
Thanks, Max. With today's launch being the 7th launch from Matagorda Space Center, Expedition Airspace is home for the launch of the Tenacity and Endeavour rocket and many other companies. We'd also like to share some news that you may have saw on our social medias. Expedition Airspace has plans to build a new launch pad at Launch Complex 576 Eastern, which is at Vandenberg Space Force Base. You can see on your screen there's a live view of the new launch pad. That's a render there of what we expect to see. We expect to debut this pad in the winter of this year with the NOVASAT mission. This pad will unlock sun-synchronous orbits and polar orbits for Expedition Airspace, allowing Expedition Airspace to launch more missions towards any orbit and allow for the most compatibility for any payload. As we talk about, this is the second flight of Endeavour version 2. The previous flight launched with Endeavour Flight 5. We're going to share a recap there soon. But if you're joining us, welcome to the webcast of Endeavour Flight 6. We're still tracking no issues with the systems, and we are looking good for an on-time liftoff at the start of our window at 12:30 p.m. CT. As we said, this is the 6th flight of Endeavour. The 5th flight happened just 2 months ago. We see it's the Sensor 1 for Celestial Space Agency. We can confirm from the customer that all 3 satellites are operational and are starting their mission in a highly elliptic orbit. The booster, BN5, was not able to make it on the drone ship. Here's a recap of Endeavour Flight 5.
Good afternoon, everyone from the Lone Star State, and welcome to today's live coverage of Endeavour Flight 5.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Separation confirmed.
State set.
You can hear the crowd go
Back
wild.
ignition.
And stage 2 ignition!
Separation. Oh my goodness.
Stage 2 is ignited. Boost track burn is started.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Copy stage 1 landing burn.
All operators on comms. It looks like we have lost the booster.
Looks like stage 1 will not be making it today. With today's flight launching the NOVASAT mission. This is not the first flight of NOVASAT. Previously launching on our partners at GSST, the RIA rocket, the first batch of NOVASAT version 1, or the demonstration satellites to prove the capability of the NOVASAT constellation, launching 32 of those satellites. We're going to go ahead and share a little bit of a trailer of what we expect to see.
5, engine ignition, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. We have liftoff Nova, connecting all comms to airlines across the world.
You're still live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And liftoff.
Yep, everything is still looking good so far as we are counting down towards liftoff at the start of the window, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Now, Mission Control just went through its go, no-go poll, and we can confirm that we are go for launch at this time. So with that, we will pass it back to CAD for a final status update.
Thanks, Aiden. Everything looking good for launch. Mission Control is tracking no issues. Both the weather and the range are green. Now that the go-no-go poll is complete, the rocket will now start to configure its onboard computers for launch. At T-minus 5 minutes, we're going to enter terminal count. Around 2 minutes, T-minus 2 minutes, we will start to see the top of propellant of onboard propellant and conduct final internal 3-station poll for launch at T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds for the final proceed for the launch sequence. Now for T-minus 8 minutes, 39 seconds to go until launch of the NOVASAT mission. Everything, as we said, are looking good for launch. It's a beautiful sunrise morning here. I'm also going to exit Aiden. I'm just going to ask you, how excited are you for launch?
Excited. Well, I'm very excited. It's good to see another flight of Endeavour version 2 in. The second flight of Endeavour version 2, as we saw with the Flight 5 and how that ended up, was quite cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like I said, it's the 2-month turnaround time. This is not the fastest turnaround time Expedition Airspace has had. That was firstly with Flight 2 and 3, with a 10-day turnaround time, which is a very big record for Expedition Airspace. But we expect to land our rockets. When we land our rockets, we expect to refly our rockets weekly. Endeavour is a first stage reusable rocket. As we said, there are 4 landing legs on the rocket. At the bottom, see that little black part there? There are 4 landing legs. And you see those strakes there, those give aerodynamic load for the vehicle during the descent period. The Expedition Airspace team has worked really hard on trying to get to this mission to be a success. The entire team, we are very proud. Oh, we can confirm start of engine chill there. Looks like we got a call out for start of engine chill of the vehicle. That is just when one sees we're next to. There it is. You can start to see the engine chill there. The vehicle is now starting to get ready for launch. There's a live view of those 7 Resilient 1B engines. This will be the second flight with the Resilient 1B engine family. Today's mission will also be using a booster BN6-1. If it does land, it will be renamed to BN6-2. We do not plan on reflying this booster, though, because we want to put it on display, because why not? So, as we said, this is the 6th flight of the Endeavour rocket.
Stage 1 fuel load complete.
And there we go. Stage 1 fuel load, or methane fuel load, has completed. as we talked about, you can see there's the live view. The vehicle is currently getting ready to top off with propellant load at T-minus 2 minutes. We expect the final propellant load to happen, and then you're going to hear it around 1 minute 30 for ground gas closeouts. That's when we're going to basically get everything ready. After T-minus 90 seconds, things start to get real. Aiden, Max. Max is currently off screen, but he has a microphone on. Max, how excited are you?
I'm pretty excited. I'm very excited to see Endeavor fly again, and I'm excited for the next generation of NOVASAT.
Yes, as we're talking about, this will be the first flight of NOVASAT version 2. This is a test bed, as we said. Aiden is actually from the Netherlands, so I actually got a little present for him. NOVASAT will be, this batch of NOVASAT satellites will be used in the Netherlands. It will be tested for the Netherlands and North America, specifically the United States and Canada, which is really all that's in North America. But yeah.
Tanks are pressing for strongback retract.
There we go. Tanks are pressing for strongback retract. We're gonna see that here shortly. But yeah, like I said, from the to the Netherlands stuff, we expect to open it from the Netherlands, then Belgium, France, the United Kingdom, anywhere in the European continent, anywhere near there will be open. Then we're gonna open to Asia and many more. Now, I know a lot of people from Rospace would not like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Here's an ad for NOVASAT. I made this.
Strongback retract has started.
It is a very great ad.
Looks like the strongback retract's a little delayed.
And the launch timer is delayed anyway.
I think I made it 4 minutes. It's supposed to be 5 minutes. Everyone ignore that, please. But anyway, yeah, this is a huge moment for Expedition Aerospace. We expect to launch the second batch of NOVASAT satellites. We're expected to actually... We have Booster 7-1 already ready for launch. So we expect to see our next flight of Endeavor version 2 in the next 2 weeks. Huge moment, everyone. We expect to see the next flight of Endeavor in the next 2 weeks. So big moment, everyone. This is going to be a big moment. And as we said, BN7-1 is already ready for launch. There's strongback retract. There's strongback retract there. You can see the clamps are now getting ready for the launch of Endeavor Flight 6. There we go. Strongback retract. Aiden, things are getting real here. The vehicle's getting ready.
Stage 1 lock load complete.
Stage
Stage 1 lock load is complete.
It is indeed getting real here. The strongback retracted. The strongback more about the strongback. Actually, want to talk a little bit about that. Holding the launch vehicle up, starting from rollout actually, and it helps with rollout and helps with getting the rocket vertical, and now helping as well getting
the vehicle fueled for launch. Really.
Yeah, indeed. And it also helps against strong winds because it's very stable.
Yeah, as we said, it's a big upgrade from the previous strongback for Endeavor version 1. This is one of the biggest upgrades towards the Endeavor, which is the strongback. It actually, if you didn't know, there's actually a quick disconnect for stage 1. If you didn't know that, there is a quick disconnect at the bottom of the booster that is disconnected during launch. You will not be able to see that during launch because it's currently hidden out of view. But that that quick disconnect fuels the booster and parts of the upper stage. That allows for a faster fuel load. Fuel load actually started at 45 minutes before launch with Endeavor version 1. Now it's at T-minus 30 minutes. 15 minutes faster.
Yep, and that is very cool.
Stage 2 locks load complete.
There we go, and there we're done with propellant load. I believe that's done with propellant load. And got all the callouts there. So with that, Endeavor is getting ready for launch. So I'm going to pass it over to Aiden for the final seconds of the launch. Godspeed, Endeavor, and go Flight 6. There's ground gas closeouts. Godspeed, Endeavor.
All right, so 1 minute and 46 seconds before the launch, and just gonna reduce commentary myself here just to listen in with the mission control as well. And almost 1 minute 30 seconds before launch. Everything is still looking good for the launch.
There's not going to be a hold.
And now, of course, in case we do have to hold, we'll have an optional hold at T-minus 50 seconds that we can use to top off propellant a little longer or do some final checks for launch. Now, we're just going to see if that's going to be the case.
We're going.
It seems like we're going.
Flight director, let's go for launch.
We're going to have that hold at T-minus 50 seconds. Now, as we await launch, Flight Director Thomas Ward is in the seat today. We expect to see that final fin test at T-minus 20 seconds. So, with that, let's listen in and Godspeed Endeavor.
T-minus 30 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds and counting. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission liftoff.
Power and telemetry are nominal.
T-plus 30 seconds. Flight 6 is off and away with Endeavor. NOVASAT. 64 satellites are going to low Earth orbit. The vehicle has already started the pitch down range maneuver as we're currently heading down range over the Gulf. Nominal telemetry is confirmed. Everything looking good. T-plus 50 seconds. Flight 6 underway. Aiden.
Indeed, absolutely amazing here.
This is awesome here. You can feel the rumble as the vehicle starts to pitch over a minute into flight.
Yep. A beautiful ascent here.
Max Q.
A minute and 15 seconds into flight. All the engines are on and up and running.
I'm back, Joe.
There we go. Vehicle now pitching down range. Everything looking good. The vehicle has already passed through the supersonic speeds and passing through the speed of sound. 2 minutes into the flight of Endeavor. Max, what does that feel like?
It is absolutely amazing. Felt the rumble here from the commentary desk. Saw an amazing view of launch. So I am just excited that this is happening.
Yeah, everything is happening now. Vehicle's already starting to pitch down range maneuver over the Gulf. Everything
And
is...
I think we should talk about what's coming up next.
Yeah, so a
coming up
T-plus... Oh, sorry, you can go.
Coming up at T-plus 3 minutes will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, where all 6 engines on the first stage will cut off, which will be right before stage separation, which will happen, and then SCS1 or second engine start one when the one.
We're coming here actually on stage set. We're gonna start. We're coming here actually on stage step here, so let's listen in.
MECO. Stage separation.
MECO and stage set.
Separation confirmed.
And
We have a
stage
good
2
set.
ignition. And boost back burn.
Now
Three
booster
engines are
conducting the
on.
3-engine booster burn.
There
And we have
go.
a good set of the first and second stages. The second stage is continuing the orbit, and the first stage is honing in on the landing site. On the
chances are.
drone
Oh,
ship.
there we go.
Burn separation.
There's the satellites. There we go. 64 satellites exposed in space. There's the NOVASAT version 2s. 64 satellites are exposed into space. And as we said, this is the heaviest payload Expedition Aerospace has launched. So the booster landing is going to be tough today. Because this is the heaviest payload we have launched. Aiden, can you tell us more about that? This is
The booster?
yeah, because this is going to be a big mission, because it is not guaranteed that we're going to be making the landing today, because the booster's going to we're putting the booster to its limits today.
Yeah, so the booster's basically on its limits now. We're gonna find out in a few minutes time if that booster is actually going to make it. Now, the reason why the conditions are so harsh is because we're trying to put the NOVASAT on its perfect orbit, and the booster has to do a lot of work for that. So we're gonna find out if the booster has enough momentum to control itself and land itself on the drone ship. Now we're gonna see that in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I said at T plus 7 minutes 40 seconds, we expect to see that stage 1 landing burn. We're going to reignite just 3 engines. We're coming here on the entry burn here in the next 90 seconds. The boost, if you look at the bottom part of the GUI there, you can see the telemetry of stage 1 on the right side. You can see the telemetry of stage 2. We're going to reignite those 3 center engines that you saw during the boost back burn, but during the entry burn for around 25-ish seconds. We're going to reignite those engines to considerably slow down the velocity of the booster to bring it down towards a nice speed so it can touch down on the drone ship here. In the next 2 minutes, we're hopefully going to see a booster on that drone ship in the next little over 2 minutes from now, guys.
And I think we should listen in for entry burn.
Yeah, entry burn happening here in a minute though. That happened at T plus 6 minutes 40 seconds. There's the live view of the drone ship. Oh, look at that sunrise! Look at that
sunrise.
Oh, this is gonna
Beautiful
be
sunrise
the coast
Of the
off
coast.
the coast of Corpus Christi. It is off the coast of Corpus Christi. That's where the drone ship is right now. So we're 30 seconds away from that entry burn. If you look there, you can see those two spray water cannons. Those will spray the booster just after landing, in case there's any fire. Because as we know, methane is a very naughty gas.
Yep, that is.
And we
true.
should also have a drone camera of the drone ship.
Yeah, there we go. There's a drone camera. Let's see what we can get here. But we also, reminder, we have this. Let's see what we could get. Oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. It looks like we only got 2 engines. Looks like we didn't get all 3.
We're gonna stand by, see what mission control says, see if we might be able to do
I got confirmation we are not landing. We are gonna try an offshore divert.
Oh.
So
Our
no
this is
landing.
what I'm
Looks like
talking
we're
about.
going. Looks like the first stage is. There it goes.
Yep.
Looks
So
like the first stage is going to divert into the Gulf of the drone ship.
yeah, just offshore the drone ship. Like I said, we do target the booster just offshore the drone ship, and then we navigate it towards the drone ship. So this is what we're doing. We're gonna see what we can get here. We should see the booster come up here. We are around just 15 seconds away from the start of that stage 1 landing burn. We're just 10 kilometers up.
The supposed landing burn here. Now, this is what happens when you put the first stage on its limits. This is what you will get.
Let's see what we can get here.
Stage 2 turbo guidance.
There we go.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Landing burn has started.
We still have 2 engines here that one of those engines is still not lighting. Let's see what we can see from that water splash then.
4 kilometers up. It's slowing down. It's giving us everything. Look at this.
There we go.
We have visual from the tracking cams.
It is working.
Oh, and we can see the chances are never zero right there.
There it is.
Just
Oh
next
goodness.
to where the booster's landing.
Oh god.
And we have a hard splashdown.
That was
in
not
the
what we
Gulf.
intended. Anyways, back to stage 2. That was not what we were intending. See, if you're just running at stage 1, had a rapid unscheduled disassembly during the entry burn, leading to it only getting 2 engines during that landing burn. We did see only 2 engines activate during entry and landing burn, so not what we intended, but we saw the booster. It didn't blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can find what exactly the issue was with one of those engines not lighting.
Yeah, like, goodness. I got telemetry. I forgot. There we go. $25.10. Okay. Deploy at $25.10. Sika SES2. We're gonna come back and forth. So Seco in the next 2 seconds. Come on. There we go. Seco.
And there's Seco.
Stage 2 is now
We should
entered
be-
orbit. So with
And we should be
that,
awaiting the call out. We should be awaiting the call out from mission control of nominal orbital insertion.
I can't confirm nominal orbital insertion. I can't confirm.
All right, there it is. We're in orbit.
So with that, we're going to go in towards the coast base. We'll be back at around T plus 15 minutes for second stage engine start 2. That will be a approximately, I believe, 20-second burn. It's going to be a long burn, everyone. We got to circularize these big satellites. So with that, we're going to be going in towards the coast base and listen towards the space tunes.
And we are back for SCS 2, or second engine start 2. This is when that one resilient back engine on the second stage will relight. We are just under 1 minute away. If you're just tuning in, we had a absolutely picture perfect launch from the Matagorda Space Center with Endeavour Flight 6. And we had a failure on booster 1, which caused it to reg during landing. But now we are awaiting SCS 2, which should happen in around the next 10 seconds. And there is a good confirmation of SCS 2. And there is Seco 2. And with that, we'll be going to another commentary break until T plus 24 minutes. We'll see you then. What do you mean the OP is terrified? It was
We're on. Okay, welcome back, everyone, for the towards Endeavour Flight 6. We're come here on the payload deployment of the 64 NOVASAT satellites here in the next minute. We're kind of on that here in the next in the next minute or so. To deploy these 64 satellites in towards low Earth orbit. We open that here shortly, so we're gonna listen in. After the payload's deployed, then that will be mission success.
The next launch will. Okay, well, I should speak. All right. Well,
Please deploy.
I think we should listen in for payload deployment.
Yep, we're listening.
Yep.
Next couple of seconds. Pick up in the next couple of seconds here. Let's see. Give it a minute. Oh. Okay, Roblox is doing it again.
deployed though.
Well, no matter what that was, there it is. That is payload deploy. You can see those NOVASATs all the way in the distance.
Yeah, you can.
If you zoom out far enough.
Yeah, there they are. It's like slag or something. It's Roblox. I don't know what to be expected. Anyways, with that, we are going to be ending the webcast for today's flight. We'd like to thank the FAA for granting us for today's launch. We'd like to thank the range for supporting today's mission. We'd like to thank the viewers for joining with us for today's launch. With that, we're going to be ending the webcast. I thank everyone for joining with us for today's flight of Endeavour Flight 6, and we will see you next time. And
Goodbye.
good night. And good night.
Oh, Cad, it looks